Hello there and welcome back to Mega Man 4. In the last video, we finished off the last 4 Robot Masters and made it into the Dr. Cossack stages. As I mentioned at the end of the last episode, it's interesting that this game has a different Doctor as the villain instead of Wily. It's quite cool. But unlike Mega Man 3, it does not have an equivalent to the Doc Robot stages. At least not really. There's kind of a thing that I'll mention in a bit. Oh, I forgot I could charge. I forgot I was playing Mega Man 4 for some reason, even though I was just talking about some very Mega Man 4 specific things. What you can do here is, like, bait him over here and then shoot him from the right, like I did. This one's harder to hit. This one's, yeah, like I said, much harder to hit. Oh, come on. Oh, I don't remember how to actually do it. That was pitiful, I'm sorry. It's been a bit since I recorded the last video. I think like almost a week? Oh shit. I guess technically about a week, because it's, I'm a bit late on recording my videos today. I mentioned, in X6 that, like, I was hoping to get, like, back on track entirely, and I'm almost there. I got all the videos edited before the end of the week, so, like, in the span of this week, I finished everything I intend to with my schedule. I just didn't start editing as early as I meant to. I had other things I was doing today. Or today, I say today, but now it's Monday morning. Sunday night. I had other things I was doing, and so I didn't start when I should have. Well, that's a good opportunity to use the balloon. As you might be able to tell by the fact that I still have 0 lives, it's a thing I don't normally do, but I went ahead and used a save state. I was in a rush, so I didn't want to kill myself to get my password. That's just laziness on my part. Generally, I don't use passwords, but I did this time. But yeah, so I didn't start recording when I meant to. That part can be a bit tricky. You gotta be careful about when you drop. Like, I don't think I mentioned it specifically. A thing that's good to do in this game, yeah, I said it with the whale guys, is release a charge shot and then mash. I think that's, like, ideal DPS, because the time it takes to charge up a shot is longer than it takes to shoot 3 times. So it's a great way to enter a battle, but it's not necessarily worth waiting to charge up before firing each time, unless it's an enemy that you can't just mash on repeatedly, like if they move around awkwardly. But I am recording now, just a couple hours late. I believe this boss is weak to the ring boomerang. Like I said, I really like the boss fights in this game. This one is really simple, but it is fun. I mean, basically all the boss fights in the classic series are simple. But, I realize it's a little weird to talk about what I've been doing recording-wise, because, like, the video... Oh, I'm gonna darken that flashing in post, because it's quite blinding. But, like, when this video comes out, the first part of Metroid will already be out. I'm pretty sure I'm doing Metroid. I might actually change my mind last second and do Kirby. Regardless, my Monday video's already been out. But I'm recording these first, just because the classic series is quicker to get through, and also I'll have to change my setup to record Metroid or Kirby. Because I'm going to record those in my basement, where I have my TV and Switch set up. Normally, obviously, I record at my desk because I'm playing on PC, just because that's easier. And until recently, I didn't actually know how to use my Elgato. So, like, that's just kind of what I did. You can see here how the way that the different way that rush functions affects how you play. That's dangerous because if you're not high enough, you'll just hit the wall, fall, and die. It's pretty brutal, actually. It's a beginner's trap. But I am excited to do something different, and I'm really into Metroid right now. That's why I think that'll be a fun game to do. But I am nervous because I still don't have every element of my recording setup figured out, so I'm gonna need to fiddle with like my microphone settings and stuff prior to starting today. See, this is an example of where you want to like face the other way, because it'll mean he'll grab closer to the wall, so you won't have to fall as far. Oh, I'm screwing this up right now. I am out of practice at Mega Man still. And again, even though I've been going through the classic games, I'm still out of practice. And the fact that this game's not that hard doesn't really help that. Because, like, it's not taking me long to get through, and I don't necessarily feel like I have to focus particularly hard, which is a mistake, because, like any Mega Man game, if you're not focused, shit. Like any Mega Man game, if you're not focused, you will absolutely get screwed. Here, what I recommend doing is having him follow you up here, then dropping below and dropping. Even, whether he's extended or not, he will hurt you on the sides of the ladder there, so that's about the only way to get through to this part without getting hit. Real bombs can break these walls, just like the hard knuckle can in the previous game. Yeah, I guess I'll just refill my ring boomerang. You can make that jump. I'm gonna try a couple times. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. Yeah, just like that, just like that. But I'm excited to be making such quick progress through the classic series. It's the main reason why I still intend to do them, even as I'm sort of shifting gears overall. But I'm not gonna like promise I'll get through the entirety of the classic series, because while I love these games, it's just kind of not what I'm as motivated to do right now. I'm probably at least gonna do the first 6. I really like the idea of showing that's not what he's weak to. He's weak to the Dust Crusher. This fight's fun. It's fairly simple, but I like it a lot. I keep saying that every time. The boss fights are simple, but it's fun. The fact that it's simple doesn't mean it's not fun. It feels like sometimes people... It feels like it's less of a thing now than it used to be. Now that, like, old school style games have just become more and more popular over time. But, like, for a while at least, it felt like a lot of people felt like complexity, I'm saying felt too much, but it seemed like for a lot of people, complexity was the most important factor in quality. It's like, that's just not a thing. Something can be really simple, but be fun. And at least for me, that's classic Mega Man. This fight, by the way, there's 3 different speeds that the parts can come at you at. The slowest one means that he'll rejoin after. And you basically just slide to fill the gap like I was doing there. Like with most classic Mega Man boss fights, explanation is not super important. You can basically just see what I do, and that tells you about all you need to know about the fight. The flashing is blinding. I hope the way I did it in the previous 2 games... I think I forgot to do it at all in 3, I realize. But I also don't remember needing to? I might have just not thought of it. Oh, I hope it was not an issue. But when the bosses die here, it is blinding. And I think darkening it like I did in 1 and 2 is worth doing. There's not a scrolling stage. With any stage like this in Mega Man, you want to be careful, because there's often enemies like that roaming around platforms that you can't see until the platform gets past a certain point. Which means you can very easily just kill yourself by getting a little overzealous. Oh, I am really excited to play more Metroid, though. These guys, you can just... I was gonna say you can just shoot, mash. When you feel like they're about to open, then you can mash. And then as long as, like right... It's hard to explain. Well, the auto-scrolling, I can't just stop and do things. But you don't have to perfectly match their timing. You just have to be pretty close. And then it'll work out. Oh, I turned around for a bit there, but that was still alright. I'm doing okay. This part is interesting, and I recommend using the drill bomb to kill these guys. There's a lot of enemies that seem like they might be invincible, but are actually vulnerable to specific weapons. It's a common thing in Mega Man, so if it feels like a part is unfairly hard, I recommend experimenting a bit, because it's possible that you have something in your repertoire to make the fight way easier. It's like what I talked about in my stream of Castlevania 1, and it's a thing I've talked about with my friends and in general as well. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna mute my phone. I always forget to. Alright, sorry. Yeah, like I was talking about with Castlevania. Castlevania 1 is quite difficult, especially for a newcomer. But basically everything that's difficult about the game has some way to be made much easier. In that way, I feel like the game is sort of a puzzle. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah! If you put the balloon there and then like just hold down and mash jump, and face the left, obviously, then eventually you'll start a slide, you can make it in there. You can also get it with the ring boomerang, but it's really precise. So that's how I recommend doing that. I have 8 energy tanks. I will not need that many. But in that way, Castlevania 1 feels kind of like a puzzle game. Where, like, I believe despite those 2 shutters being there, this is the boss in this area. I'm sorry that I'm being so repetitive. Or that I'm breaking apart my thoughts. Which is the thing I do in general. And, like, it doesn't particularly annoy me, but I feel like that would be a fair thing to be annoyed by. Oh, by the way, you can aim the Pharaoh shot. I don't usually think about it, because in most fights I don't do it. But you can aim it in all 8 directions, I think. I'll fiddle with it in the next stage. But every part of Castlevania 1 that is particularly hard, aside from just getting used to the controls, there is a specific thing you can do that makes it way easier. I don't know if I've ever noticed that the sprite for this castle, the entire area where that bulb is red. Even the pillar that is exactly like the other 2 that are golden, it's red there. That's weird. But, like, for an example, I'll go and show you the Pharaoh shot real quick. You can throw it... It's not... You can't do up or down, but you can do diagonally up or down in both directions, as well as left and right. Every direction but up and down. Yeah. No, I might as well get those. I'm gonna do Balloon, then switch to Pharaoh. And then, I guess I'll just do Dust because it's the lowest. But for a specific example in Castlevania, most things in the game are made much easier with the Holy Water, but especially the Death fight. And though I'm not certain it's intentional, I kind of think it is. The fight against Death, like a bunch of boss fights in the game, you can stun lock him with the Holy Water if you either stand very precisely in one spot or jump up and down and throw it from the right platform, from the right side of the platform onto the platform he spawns at. And it makes the fight completely a breeze. to the point where some people do consider it cheating. I don't really, but that's part of that is because I can't consistently beat him without doing that. I've beaten him a number of times, but it always takes me a bunch of tries because he is really hard. I'm pretty sure 9 is the max sub-tanks. Yes, that's why I didn't make the sound as well. There's 2 different paths you can take in this level, as you might have seen back there. I usually go this way. I don't actually remember if they're substantially different in difficulty. But there's other examples in Castlevania, like, I'm trying to think of another good example that's not just the same thing, like Holy Water. It's a minor thing, but with the bone pillars, if you stand at just the edge of your attack range on them, so like if you whip, the whip sprite itself doesn't touch them, but they're hit by the attack anyway, if you stand in that spot and just mash the whip button, you'll never get hit. You'll always destroy their fireballs before they can get you. Whereas if you're closer than that, sometimes you'll get hit and sometimes you won't. And also, yeah, here we are against the Cossack Catcher. It's the name of this fight. He is actually weak to the wire. I say that. I don't think he is. He took quite a bit of damage from that, but it's not exactly weak to it. He took 1 damage from that. Like, it's pretty good damage, and you can hit him twice sometimes. I'm not sure why it's not, like, consistently doing that. But that's not doing, like, multiple units of damage. That's definitely not his actual weakness. And I'm not sure what his actual weakness is. Give me just a sec. He's weak to the Dust Crusher. Although apparently I recommend just using the Mega Buster, according to my notes. Shit, if he grabs you, he does quite a bit of damage upon dropping you. Damn, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He did 6 damage. I'm going to be liberal with my energy tanks. I'm gonna go and just use the Dust Crusher because it's way faster. It's kind of hard to not get caught. And you can't just, like, grab him when you can't just go damage him when you're flashing. You're still vulnerable. Please, Mega Man, don't! My father is not really evil. Dr. Wily took me hostage and forced my father to fight you. Please, Mega Man, don't hurt my father anymore. Oh, Kalinka. Father! Mega Man, forgive me. You betrayed me, Proto Man. I'm gonna break you, Mega Man. Yeah, it's a fake out. Dr. Cossack's not actually evil. That's his daughter on the right there with him. Kalinka. She basically just looks like Roll, but in a Russian kind of outfit. And yeah, now we're fighting Dr. Wily in his castle. And this is the thing I was talking about, where it's not really the same as the Doc Robots, but it's similar. Because you actually do 2 castles, 2 sets of final stages. But all the Dr. Cossack stages are quite short. And there's only a couple stages, I think, in this castle. So, like, honestly, it's not really that much longer than the castle in Mega Man 1 or 2. Castles in 1, 2, or 3. So, like, it feels less like padding to me, even though arguably it is more like padding. But Mega Man does some of the same things with Castlevania, like I was saying. There's often some, like, tip that's really useful. And the game just generally doesn't tell you things like that. It just expects you to experiment with weapons, which isn't exactly a surprising, like, thing to expect. That's not unfair exactly, but I feel like I'm trying to phrase this in a way that's not, like, oversimplified or rude. A lot of games nowadays seem to have less of an emphasis on, like, fumbling around and figuring shit out. It more just wants you to know how things work, and then you can just play. Which is totally valid. It's not... I wouldn't exactly call expecting the player to fumble around padding, or... Because I know some people claim that it's just an unnecessary way to make the gameplay longer, and people say the same thing about, like, games being very hard. But I just don't really agree. Like, to some degree, I get what they're saying. You can just skip this entire section like this. This is what I always do. I don't have any wire, but I can use balloon. Oh! Wire is definitely better for this. Rush coil, I don't think... Yeah, it doesn't get you up high enough. But you can also just do that, so it's fine. I think people that feel that way often just haven't played the games long enough to get good at them. Or just don't value that as a useful, like, as a worthwhile amount of time. And I don't necessarily... Like, I understand that opinion. Not everyone wants to dedicate the time to get good enough at a game that requires you to be decent to make any progress. Like, it's also fun to just pick up a game and figure it out as you go without needing to, like, just fundamentally understand the game before you can accomplish anything. Personally, I think that just adds to how satisfying a game is to play and complete. But I get that's not how everyone approaches video games, and it'd be wrong to say that everyone should or has to do it that way. That's just not what everyone wants out of games. But I think there's real value to it. And I find it really satisfying to, like, get good enough to be able to just, like, tear through a game that others consider quite hard. Ugh, I'm gonna use another energy tank. Ah! That was almost bad. I accidentally selected Dust instead of Energy Tank. I think he's weak to the ring boomerang. It does 2 damage. Is that really what he's weak to? Yeah, that's what I have. That says recommended, so I think he's actually weak to the Dust Crusher, but I'm not sure. Oh, my mouth is dry. I don't have any water bottles, so I'm using well, I don't have any plastic water bottles, which is usually what I drink. Instead, I'm using my metal water bottle. I need to refill it, though. All I have in there now is, like, what's melted from the ice that I put in when I filled it. This part reminds me of one of the Wily stages in 2. Just be careful with the spikes. But even though I think generally this kind of thing is fun, that doesn't mean that there aren't parts that are cheap. Like, whenever there's a thing, I'm not generally bothered by, like, trial and error sort of things. But whenever it feels like there's just literally no way that you would have successfully done something the first time through, that does feel a bit cheap. It's just there's good and bad design even in games that I love, and there's definitely some cheap elements to some level design in Mega Man. I disagree with people that claim that the level design in Castlevania 1 is cheap, and I also disagree with those that say that the stiff controls and knockback are inherently cheap. Like, I get that it can feel that way, but to me at least, it's just another element of the game that you adjust to, and it affects your planning. I don't want that. Like, you just... You know that's gonna happen, and so you play differently in accordance with your knowledge about how that works. You know what I mean? Honestly, energy refill might have been more useful there. You can get to either side here. I don't remember which one is an easier path. Oh, that's just not how it works. One is just straight up a trap. Well, you can see it before you climb, so it's not like you're definitely gonna get hit. But I try to call out parts that I think are actually cheap or kind of unfair. Because it doesn't mean I don't love the game. It's just worth being aware of what is or is not fair, at least in my opinion. Because hard doesn't equal unfair, but it also doesn't equal fair. And I think analyzing level design and intent can be interesting. I forget that... For one, I forget you can't just make that jump. You can do that jump. Rush Coil doesn't get you up high enough to just get up here normally. I didn't expect to not be close enough to the ladder to grab on. Which, that just seems like kind of an oversight, but also, like... It's not unreasonable to assume that someone would hold forward. I just didn't because I thought I understood it better than I did. I love difficult video games. I love the time it takes to get good at something. It often involves some pain. Like, the first time I played... I don't know if that's going to be very useful. The first time I played... God damn it. I'm trying to think what's the best way to do this. Yeah, sure. The first time I played Castlevania the Dracula X Chronicles, which is the PSP remake and collection for Rondo of Blood. And it also has Symphony of the Night included in it. At the time, new version of the game, in fact, which is now the version that's been released on PS4 in Requiem. Castlevania Requiem. But when I first played it, it was incredibly aggravating. I hated it because I just couldn't do anything. I actively hated that game, and I realized later it's just because I was really bad at it. And like it took me a long time to be able to accomplish anything. This thing, by the way, is called Taco Trash. He's weak to the ring boomerang. He's quite hard to actually, like... He's quite hard, just straight up. I'm low on health. Even though I have an excess of energy tanks, I don't really want to use it. If I survive one more hit, I will use an energy tank to refill. That's basically how you want to do the fight. I don't have enough ring boomerang for that. There is a glitch where you can, like, insta-kill him, I believe, by just getting onto the right side and using the Rain Flush? He does take 1 damage from the Rain Flush. By the way, the weapons here, although this pause menu is much like the later games, the weapons are still labeled by the names of the Robot Masters, which is not how the later games do it. This is just an easy way to damage him, though, so going through this first before fighting him with normal shots is a good idea. But I believe there's a way to, like, glitch to get behind him and then kill him instantly with the Rain Flush, or at least to be completely safe from his attacks. But I'm not sure how you kill him then, because even with the Rain Flush, which can damage him from anywhere, it doesn't do enough damage to kill him with a full energy bar. So I'd recommend looking that up. Also, it's very strange that his name is Taco Trash. Taco is Japanese for octopus. So the taco part, not necessarily, because he totally looks like an octopus. I guess he's like a trash compactor. It's just an odd name. I'm trying to remember if we're on the boss refights now. I'm not sure. Because obviously, they're here. They're in every classic Mega Man game. I don't know for certain about Mega Man and Bass, but I believe they're there too. Another energy tank. That puts me at 8 total. I'm about to do the refights, so I think I want to fill up Rain Flush. As much as I can, at least. Then I'll take a life, because why not? Ow. Yeah, that feels cheap, because there's just no way you're going to know that's there. If you happen to fall on the right side, great. Otherwise, feels kind of like a fuck you, and that's not that fun. At least I don't think. Shit! Wasting this stuff that I could be using. Ring Boomerang is useful. But at the same time, like, it's Dustman's weakness, and I can quite easily beat him without it, so it's not that big a deal to not have it full. No, there's no more refill here. There's an energy refill. Here we are. I believe that, yeah, the refights. Thought so. I love the look of the teleporters in the later games. They look so cool. In the first, like, 2 games, they're just, like, a little thing above and a little thing below. I love the glass panel. I think it's really cool. I have no idea the positions of these bosses. I don't remember this. I don't play this game enough to remember that. He is weak to the dive missile. Like I said before, you just want to sit still and then go back and forth to try to get him to appear without hurting you. You can only have 1 missile on screen. Oh my god, I'm not doing great here. Gotta be careful not to be standing on the teleporter when you kill the enemy, because then you'll just teleport away instantly without getting the refill. Who dis? Right, man. I do not have full Rain Flush, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. Oh, I do. I didn't even realize I got full. Huh. I'll let Toadman do his Rain Flush. I hope that is the name, because honestly I don't remember that well. I wasted that. Throwing it out and then pausing means that it deleted it. So I'm not gonna get a full kill on him here with this. Which is okay. I can't charge while frozen. Because you have to actually fire to start a charge. It's not just the act of holding it, which is how it works in the X series. Skullman, yeah, Dust Crusher. Takes me a second to remember them. Especially because I didn't just do it or anything. Wait a sec, and then go. The patterns are just so fun. I think so, like I said. I'm excited to play Mega Man 5. This video is going to be a little long, I realize, but I'm already here at the end, so I'm not going to cut it early. Skull. No, I want to fight him without it. I said I wanted to the first time, and then I didn't. Because I was scared I'd get a game over. Here, I'm not worried about that. Oh, I'm not doing well, though. Oh my god. Why am I doing so poorly? I'll use an energy tank. Takes so long to refill. God, I'm not paying attention. I know how to tell if he's gonna charge, but I still think he's gonna do it every time. Then I jump like an idiot. God damn it, I wasted an energy tank. It's fine, it's what I get for being stupid. I can do that fight better than that. I love Mega Man 5, though, by the way. I think it's one of the most fun Mega Man games to replay, and I also think it's perhaps the most approachable game in the classic series. Okay, here we go. I can fucking do better than that. I just want to use that to break his thing. Oh, there we go. That was alright. That was fun. Not as good of a showing as I've had before against him, but whatever. Here we go. I'll let Toadman do his rain first, before I do anything else. He does a little belly dance, and then he summons rain. Acid rain. Shit, I didn't expect him to do that much damage on contact. I guess that's what I get for letting him do his attack. How many lives do I have left? Am I at 0 now? 1 more. Okay, okay. Alright. Oh, I realized there's actually an interesting glitch. That's not what I meant to do. There's actually an interesting glitch in this. I'm tapping rewind so I remember how to do it. There's an interesting glitch in this game that I realize I can use the rewind or save states to show without having to redo the entire end part here. So I think I'm gonna do that. It's on the Wily fight. Yeah, I'll just fight him without his weakness because I don't have any Ring Boomerang. Although it'd be cool to show off fighting him with his weakness, but it's not really different. It's just using the Ring Boomerang. Otherwise, the fight is exactly the same. I'm excited to let's play the Metroid games. Obviously, like I said, it's already started for you guys, but I am about to record it. Once I do this, and spoiler alert, Thursday's video is going to be Mega Man 5 Part 1, because that's what I'm going to do right after this. Ringman, he's weak to the Pharaoh Shot, and I can not be an idiot here. I can play somewhat intelligently. Apparently I'm not going to, though. This fight is fun, but it's not hard. Even without his weakness, he's not hard. But especially with it, he's kind of outright easy. There's no excuse for playing like an absolute idiot. Pharaoh Man, he's his last. Let's see if I can do a slightly cleaner fight here. I'm just gonna mash it as soon as the fight starts. Yeah, I was hoping he just wouldn't get to jump before. I'm mashing really fast. My arm hurts already. I shouldn't be doing this, but I want to see how fast I can beat him. Ah, I lost it there at the end because I couldn't keep mashing that hard. Oh, that hurt. Here we go. I don't remember if you do a fight. You do a fight right after. So if you get a game over here, then you have to redo the refights, which is kind of a bummer. He's weak to the Pharaoh Shot, Ring Boomerang, apparently. But according to my notes, I just recommend using the Mega Buster. Oh, I do. I don't remember. There's some trick to this fight. Oh, it's just going underneath and then out? Oh, you just stay right here. That's what it is. You can just stand right here without having to worry about dodging. And as long as you don't jump like an idiot like I just did, you don't have to worry about getting hit. Pretty sick, actually. And then it breaks open, and now he's weak to the Drill Bomb, which we don't have. Oh, shit. I don't remember where he's vulnerable. Yeah, for him, you can just completely stay still. I don't remember. You can do a charge shot to hit him in the bulb there. Okay, he can target you downward like that. I'm not sure when he's able to. Okay, now I'm gonna be really liberal with my... Oh, I can't show the glitch because I don't have any Toad energy. That's what you use. Nah, it's fine. I might do, like... Yeah, I think I will. At some point, I'll do just, like, a bonus video, which is everything in Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, and however far I am at that time, that I didn't show in the main series. Because there are little things in each game. I just haven't been stressing about showing everything in these games. And this glitch might have to go in that category. If I get a game over, then I will do that, but I'm going to try to be very liberal with using my energy tanks. I'm going to be smarter with this fight so that I have more life going into the second fight. Because this fight is an absolute joke if you do this. And I don't really consider this cheating. It's just sort of exploiting the way the pattern works, but I can understand if someone doesn't want to do that. I feel like I qualify my statements too much. Where I'm like, yeah, this, but this, I know, but blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, there's value in speaking like that, but doing it too much is annoying. He can target you sometimes straight down. Yeah, what you can do here is just get one shot off and then go far back to the right. Oh my god. Yeah, this is a fine way to do this. He is weak to the Pharaoh... No, this one's apparently just weak to the drill bomb. Oh. I'm gonna use an energy tank, because I really don't want to die here. This is... For such an easy fight, it's actually fairly stressful. Because even fights where there's an easily exploitable thing like this, it's still stressful, just the idea of screwing up. You can also just do this. Like, it's not that hard to do without cheesing it, like, down there, but it's fun. Oh, speaking of cheesing it, the glitch is right here. You use the Rain Flush right here, and then a thing happens. Nah, I'll go ahead and tell you, I guess. If you use the Rain Flush there, it'll kill Wily. It'll destroy his capsule before he escapes. But then because he doesn't leave, you're just stuck there. You're soft-locked. It's crazy. But speaking of cheesing things, that reminds me of the fight against Tiny Tiger in Crash Bandicoot Warped. Crash 3, whatever. Which... That's a fun fight, with or without cheesing it. But also, oh my god, those would be some really fun games to Let's Play. I love the Crash series. So at some point, I will absolutely do that. I love Crash. I've beaten every main game in the series. That's including Twinsanity, or yeah, that's Crash 1, 2, 3, Wrath of Cortex, Twinsanity, Crash the Titans, Mind Over Mutant, and Crash 4. He here is weak to the Pharaoh Shot. There's absolutely a part where I abuse the double hits you can get by hitting with the projectile. Like that. Just like that. And the fact you can aim diagonally is very useful. Oh, come on. He's only vulnerable for a bit before and after he flashes. Like, that tells you where he is so you can attack him. But you can hit him before the flash. Just not very long before. Ah, shit. Oh, I'm using an energy tank, absolutely. I have 3 left. If I die here, that will be absolutely pitiful. Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah, there we go. The achievement for this is A New Ambition, because that's the subtitle in this game. Dr. Wily bows down like normal, but... he escapes. Of course he does. Danger. It's fun. I like that he seems to die at the end of 3. That's a fun ending. I like this too. Just a sort of cheesy escape sequence. Hardly a sequence, but this is also a very Castlevania shot. You're watching the castle from a distance, although Mega Man's not like on a cliffside or anything. It's the same kind of explosion effects from the beginning of the game, from the intro cutscene. And that is one of the coolest explosions I've ever seen in an NES game. I love that. Love this too. Him just riding on the train. It's fun. Oh. So that's been Mega Man 4. This game's really fun. It's a good starting point in the series, although I think Mega Man 5 is even better as a starting point, just because it's easier. Very fun game, though. Fun. The series has been fun to do. And I'm excited to move on to Mega Man 5. This video's long, like I said, but I didn't want to make it too short. I'd rather fit in everything for a long video than make it feel artificially short, just to match an arbitrary, like, goal. But I don't have, like, a ton to say here at the end of the series. I'm surprised that it only took 3 videos, just like 2 and 3. I expected the games to take longer over time, but so far, each game has been 3 videos aside from Mega Man 1. I'm curious if 5 will be... I imagine 5 will probably be 3 videos as well. I feel like it just makes sense to do like half of the Robot Masters in one video, second half in the next video, and then the end stages in the next, even if there are 2 castles like this game has. So, unless it takes me abnormally long in the next game, that's probably what's going to happen. I like seeing Roll and Rush there. This nice fade out. It looked like Roll had like glasses there, like 3D glasses, old school 3D glasses. Number 25, Brightman. Number 26, Toadman. Or 9. They're not in order. Shit. I assumed they'd be in order, okay? Number 27, Drillman. Number 26, Pharaoh Man. I love this song. Number 28, Ring Man. Number 30, Dustman. I love the Robot Masters that are just like a head built into a torso, like Airman and Dustman. Number 31, Dive Man. Number 32, Skull Man. Was that 8? I can't count. That was 8. Cool. So yeah, just once again, I want to thank anyone for watching. I'm still having a blast, honestly, going through these games, even as I'm getting tired of Mega Man. Classic series is just, it's fun. It's really fun. If I do get tired of Classic series, though, I will probably do Kirby as my Tuesday, Thursday thing. Metroid and Kirby together is a cool combo. And I do like the idea of going through series as long as I don't, like, force myself to get all the way through. Yeah. That's Mega Man 4. I don't think there's anything else here. So, I will see you guys in Mega Man 5. Thanks for watching.